Good evening, Council. I have no formal report. I just want to touch bases real quick on a situation that occurred yesterday, just to make sure we reassure our community that it is safe. We had an incident at the middle school yesterday where somebody wrote some threats on a bathroom wall, and we take those threats, those crimes very seriously. While there was not substantiated, non-credible threat, we did take it to the full extent that we need to make sure we protect our kids, and we reassured them this morning. We had the officers out there. We did an announcement, and we actually had a lot of students come and tell us who they thought might have been involved, and we interviewed a lot of students. I want to thank Sergeant Fong and Detective Barkas and Corporal Kang and Officer Godfrey were out there and did a lot of interviews, and we still have interviews to go. But this time, believe it's a frivolous act. Some young gentleman who probably had too much time in his hands and was goofing around. And I did, just to ensure we had. I did make contact with the local FBI office to ensure that they're aware of what's going on. They offered anything we need, and so just want to reassure the public. And then lastly, I want to thank Patricia Ramos Anderson. We do a lot of great work in San Jose together, a lot of weed and seed, and reestablishing neighborhoods, blighted areas, and things like that. And I will tell you this little funny story. For the longest time, I thought I had a 65 Pontiac Catalina that I left running in the parking lot. And for a long time, I thought it was her that moved it. They were teaching me a lesson, don't leave my car running. And I found out probably 20 years later it wasn't her. So this whole time, I was holding against her. But you know what, Patricia? I apologize. I made false assumptions there. But she's a hard worker, and we're very fortunate to have in our community. So, anyways, with that, I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Chief, do you want to give us an update on your inevitable game with the fire department you keep putting off?
Yeah, it's going to be October 12th, and I'm still working on a time. It's going to be a night game at the Little Guys Park, so it should be a lot of fun.
Council, any questions for Chief?
I just wanted to make a comment. Give a shout out, and forgive me again. I'm embarrassed that I can't get names right, but I do volunteer for the Livingston Youth Football. We had 2 weekends in a row where we had a situation, and we did call out to Livingston PD, and you had officers come out. I believe Kirkpatrick.
Oh.
And then the other one, I'm sorry, he
That's
rides
right.
the horse.
Joe Cruz?
Yes.
Yeah.
They had both come out, and then after some discussion, they had wanted us to let them know when our next home games would be so that they could have somebody on site just in case the situation had repeated. So again, I thank you for your crew that comes out and keeps our young guys, our community, and our event safe.
Okay, thank you for those comments, Council Member. Yeah, I'm real proud of our staff, our officers of dispatch. They do great work, and so we're here for you. All right, thank you.
Any other questions? Public? Go ahead, please.
What was the question? I'm sorry. Well, anytime somebody makes a frivolous threat like that, it can be considered a terrorist act, especially if they do something to further act upon their threat. I mean, it could be some very serious consequences. We're talking a long time in juvenile hall or jail. But they also deal with it administratively as well. But, we're going to get to the bottom of it. But reassure our kids are going to be safe. So.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I was just going to mention the Chief, because just a follow-up to the young man's question. I know that there was some communication out there that this individual has been, diagnosed or booked under the 5150. So when they find themselves in that category, I mean, I'm assuming that that's taken into consideration in terms of what the ultimate punishment's going to be for that.
Yeah, as peace officers, I'm sure Councilmember Garcia will attest, we look at the elements of the crime, and then we look at factors that might contribute to that. And we take that all into consideration, and we have to think in the mindset of a district attorney on what direction we're going to go. we submit it to Dave's office, and they're the ones that are the ultimate decision makers on what direction it goes. But yeah, that's all taken into account.